Everyone, this is Farita here and welcome to my channel. Today is day 2 in Madrid and I am headed for a day tour in Toledo. This is the common area for breakfast. I'm just having some breakfast, thepla and some chutney and heading out for the day. It's 7:30 in the morning here in Madrid. So that behind is the hostel where I'm staying and I'm walking towards, it's almost a kilometer towards the meeting and pickup point. I have booked it through free walking tours and paid somewhere around 37 euros for an all-inclusive tour, and there are various passes as well which are included in this. So stay tuned for this day. I decided to walk it up after asking my hostel receptionist whether it's going to be safe or not, and she said it is. So I left at 7:30 and the meeting time is 8:15. So I just wanted to reach a little earlier to be on the safe side. If you guys remember how I missed a day trip in Australia, so I don't want that to happen because today's I don't think I have the time to reschedule it. So yeah, and it's not that cold, it's April. App says that it's 10 degrees, but I really don't feel like it. Here just 500 meters away is this Seoul metro. I've always seen this in the movies and I'm so excited to be seeing this kind of houses here. Okay, it's starting to get a little colder now, so I got my hoodie out. And always keep your bag ahead of you like this when you are in Madrid, Barcelona, because there are a lot of cases where people steal things. You should check out YouTube vlogs of scams that happened in Spain and Italy, so you are safe. Look at those mountains and the light. Toledo is famous because it is known as a hotpot of three cultures. That's Christian, Muslim and Jews. So there's a lot of history and lot of architectural wonders today to explore. There are different lanes for vehicles, cycles and pedestrians. Look at that cycle mark. I love how Google Maps in Europe have this signal of traffic light as well. It is so cute and informative. This is the location where I reached. I spoke to them. I was given this card and the bracelet in the next 5 minutes. We were taken to a bus with a tour guide which was in Spanish as well as English. and she gave us a brief about Toledo, the city in the sky. Next, we were taken to a workshop where refugees from Syria are given jobs to make these gold ornaments and utilities, which has the little relevance to Jewish religion and community. All the things here are for sale, even the swords. That's right. So if you find something interesting, you can pick it up. After a quick washroom break here in the same spot, we drove for another 15 to 20 minutes, and our guide took us to our first stop in Toledo, and that's where the historical stories all began.
Of the Capuchin's convent, you will see that we have a lot of religions building here, and this is because there's a lot of Muslim influence here in Toledo, because in the 1500s there are a lot of Arab migration that happened from the Middle East here. That's what our guide told us, and that's why the melting pot of three communities. You also saw the Jewish quarter where I entered and saw some churches, had my lunch there.
So when you see a similar building, this was by Arab people who had migrated and settled here in the earlier centuries. Toledo was the formal capital of Spain, but when the king realized that the archbishop is given the importance here due to his connection with the Vatican City directly, he moved the kingdom and capital city to Madrid, because he didn't want to be overpowered by this church and this archbishop. This is the second largest Gothic church in Spain and has the third largest bell in the entire world. I walked into a random store to just check out the perfume rates, the cosmetic products, and the brands that are available to window shop. The Count of Orgaz was famous in the 15th century for his generous charity work. He contributed to the rebuilding of Santo Tome Church as well as to upkeep the church and the poor people. In 1586, Santo Tome's priest commissioned El Greco to paint the grandiose work commemorating the death of the church's benefactor, who was buried here. The painting is considered the painter's most complex and richest, meaning El Greco was the master of contrasting the earthly and heavenly Jesus Christ, Son of God, has entered death to redeem humanity through glorious resurrection. The theological context is expressed through odious aesthetics, combining hyperreal, intense colors, beautiful styles, naturalness, etc. I have added all the locations on Google Maps, and that's how I am seeing the 7 monuments. My next stop was a synagogue, and obviously it had to be in the Jewish quarter. Recent archaeological research has confirmed the building's own story, that it was the main synagogue in Toledo's Jewish quarter, dating from the late 12th century. It stopped being used as a synagogue in 15th century, just a few decades prior to the expulsion of Jews from Spain, and was converted into the Church of Santa Maria la Blanca. Synagogue was built in an irregular 4-size design with the chancel facing east towards Jerusalem.
The building has 5 naves separated by horseshoe arches on octagonal brick pillars with ceramic tile wall decorations. The decoration of sashes and pine cones was a symbol of unity of people of Israel.
On second thoughts, I think you should come here for full day. I was taken aback because she left me and I was the only one with these monument entrance tickets. But walking in these lanes of Toledo, it is really beautiful.
Spain's Catholic monarchs ordered the building of this monastery in thanks of their victory in the Battle of Toro. The monastery is dedicated to Saint John the Evangelist, the object of Queen Isabel's personal devotion. The architect commissioned for this Spanish-Flemish Gothic project was Juan Guas. The building has a single nave with side chapels between the buttress covered by vaults and intricate lattice work. The main chapel features 16th century altarpiece by Bigarni and the painter Comontes. The two-level cloisters around the beautiful gardens, lower level consisting of German cross vaults, decorated the figures of saints and plant animals, mythical motifs sculpted into stone. Upper floor of cloisters reveal a harmonious four-sided space of rich mixed style arches and a ceiling painted with allegorical symbols of Catholic monarchs.
Out of 7, and the guy right here helped me out. I don't speak Spanish, he doesn't speak English, but we had some charades and gave me a map. So now I'm going to monument number 4 and I'm really enjoying this self-guided tour and I did not expect to enjoy.
I had some decent lunch and amazing vino de tinto opposite this gorgeous view. The locals here don't speak English, so ensure you have your Google Translate on. I paid around 10 euros for vino de tinto, and the food that I ate, this was the amazing host who was trying to communicate with me. I had fun with her, but the food was okay. I asked for pasta and this is what I got, which you'll see in the next video. They have beers as well, but I requested for a local drink, so that's why they gave me that and some chakna along with it. Just posing here with the beer can because it looks so pretty. So yeah, these were kind of noodles and not pasta, but yeah, okay. Just paying for being a vegetarian and not complaining about it. My next monument was Real Colegio de Doncellas Nobles. Is an institution founded by Archbishop of Toledo and Cardinal Juan Martinez in 1551. This place was installed in 1554 and the building had gone various reforms during a long time. The college was an educational institution that sought Christian and academic training as well as internal promotion of women. The schoolgirl belonged to humble families and nobles, at the moment kin of Spain, co-patron. Now coming to the most favorite part of my trip, from where you can see the view of Toledo, and it is breathtakingly beautiful. I cannot emphasize on this. Obviously it's a church again, so the Society of Jesus began the construction in 1629, finished it in 1765. Jesu from Rome, the church is made of nave which is blanked with different lateral chapels, and ensemble concludes the amazing dome which ties the transepts together and provides light to the main altar. Regarding the main altar, there is an illusion which portrays the imposition of Saint Ildefonso, and motif is found in a facade. Inside the church, there's left-hand transept, and the tower is linked to a walkway. And all the best if you have a little fear of height, but even I do, and I completely managed it on my own. It is definitely doable, and you should not miss this place by any chance. This is me walking towards the pickup point that our guide had asked to arrive for the bus to pick us up, and I put it on the Google Maps. It was easily understandable. Obviously, in between, I had to stop for a lot of photo ops. Moreover, it was my second day in Europe, so this was much expected. There are two more monuments. Because I did not have the time, I could not go, but if you have, then I think you will enjoy it much. All the details are given on the map, which the guide, or you can take it from one of these monuments. They'll people at the entrance will hand it over to you with all the details mentioned on the pamphlet. We were asked to reach by 4:30. The bus was on time, so ensure you are here a few minutes prior. Keep on checking the time on Google Maps, the walking distance, etc. And that's it. I called in a day after this, had some home cooked food, and slept away.
I hope you guys have found this video informative, and I am traveling to a lot more other countries now. For that information, you need to hit the subscribe button so you are updated on my whereabouts. If you have found this information very helpful, so don't hesitate to share it with your friends and family right away.